Hi friends. Welcome to the detailed study of the Indian monsoon. What did we study in the previous lecture? We studied the factors which affect the Indian monsoon. Now, in a layman's language, we say that the monsoon means rainfall, but after studying the geography, as a student of geography, as a student of UPSC, you should know that monsoon does not mean rainfall. Monsoon means seasonal change or complete reversal in the direction of the wind as per the seasons. That actually means the Indian monsoon. And therefore, because there is a complete change in the direction of the wind from the southwest monsoon to the northeast monsoon, we say that during the summer season, southwest monsoon, and during the winter season, northeast monsoon, we say that India has a monsoon type of a climate. Not only India, the entire Indian subcontinent has a monsoon type of a climate, including some of the countries, neighboring countries of East Asia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand has a monsoon type of a climate. So the Indian subcontinent, as it is known as, why we are a part of Asia as a continent, then still why it is known as an Indian subcontinent, because other than the Himalayas, what culturally bounds us is the monsoon. Example, irrespective of the religion, now thanks to increasing radicalization, I am saying that in a negative sense, we say that this is religion का dress code ये होना चाहिए, इस religion का dress code is this. But if you go back, irrespective of any religion, we Indians were having one single dress. Most of the preferred dress was cotton. There was no question of a religious induced dress code. Why? Because the climate used to culturally bound us. Our way of life, be it a Hindu, be it a Christian, be it a follower of an Islam, be it a follower of Buddhist, be it a follower of Jainism. These were all Indians by nature. These were all farmers basically, or they were farming community, business community who were bound by a single type of a climate, and therefore it was known as an Indian subcontinent region. Now forget about that. Now today when we say we have a different kind of a radicalism coming up, but that is not my question. But why I am saying this, because Indian monsoon, you remember, is one of the culturally binding factors of India. So as a student of civil services, keep this in mind. It is your job to keep the cultural integrity of this nation, to keep the integrity of this nation in the terms of the spirit of nationalism, and do not let the difference of caste, religion, creed come to your mind. Now coming to the Indian monsoon, when we say Indian monsoon, we say that this is a kind of a climate in the Indian monsoon. Layman's language mein, it said that the monsoon rainfall is expected to be more than normal or below normal in India. But what actually as a UPSC student you should know, this rainfall when they talk, it is about the southwest monsoon. Why? Because the southwest monsoon is in a layman's language known as a monsoon rainfall in India, but actually it is what? It is a southwest monsoon season, that is which comes to India during the summer season. That is the rainfall which comes to India during the month of June, July, August, September. This 3 to 4 months gives more than 90% of rainfall to India, but the rest of the season it is not that India is not having any rain at all in the rest of the season. So therefore you remember that rainy season does not mean a monsoon season, because in the end of this lecture series, you will understand that the rains occur even in the winter season. Rains will occur even during the summer season, that is during jab aandhi tufan aata hai in the North India, or even in the central part of India, there is a rainfall. What is missing in India? What is missing is there are some areas in which India does not have the proper climate. But if we look at the Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, Indian Meteorological Department has divided or has said, recognized 4 seasons in India. Has recognized the following 4 seasons in India. They have recognized the following 4 seasons. One, I will take it as the cold weather season so that our study becomes easier. So the cold weather season, cold weather season. The second season is the hot weather season or the summer season. The third season is the southwest monsoon season or rainy season. The southwest monsoon season or rainy season. And the fourth season is the retreating monsoon season or the going back of the monsoon season, that is the retreating monsoon season. These are the four seasons which are classified in India, that India is having this four seasons: the cold weather season, the hot weather season, the southwest monsoon season, and the retreating monsoon season. Now, as a student of general studies, as a student of geography, how will you study Indian monsoon? No doubt Indian monsoon is a very, very important topic in India for the UPSC examination, both the preliminary examination and the mains examination. Now, as a student, the best, I told you, the best source to read the Indian monsoon is your NCERTs. Now, read that NCERTs either before the lecture or after the lecture. I prefer that if you have not read the NCERT, don't panic. Read it after my lecture. We are going to study the Indian monsoon in this four seasons. And how we are going to study? We are going to study the Indian monsoons with regard to four seasons in the way that what will be the temperature and pressure in this four seasons, temperature and pressure condition in this four seasons. What will be the winds in this four seasons? Now, when I say winds, there are two types of wind. One wind is the surface winds. The other kind of a wind is on upper air circulation, that is the jet streams. In the form of jet streams. And we will study the third output, that what will be the precipitation during this season, rainfall or precipitation during this season. What will be the rainfall or the precipitation during this season? So this is the three ways in which we are going to study the monsoon, and obviously in sabka significance. So as a student of geography, you listen to my lectures now, and we will study in this manner. We will study the cold weather season, temperature and pressure condition. You already know if the temperature is high, pressure will be low, and vice versa. We will study the wind which is going there in the cold weather season. What will be the wind on the surface? What will be the wind in the upper air, that is jet streams. And we will study if there is rainfall during this season, how much amount of rainfall will be there, and what will be the importance of that rainfall in the cropping pattern of India or in the flow of a river of India. Same for the hot weather season, same for the southwest monsoon season, and same for the retreating monsoon season. Now, when I say that India has four type of climates, this technically applies to which part of India? This technically applies, when I say India has a four type of climate, it technically applies only to the interior part of India. Why? Because the peninsular India, especially the coastal regions of the peninsular India, that means these regions which are surrounding the coastline. यहाँ पे there is a narrow coastline, so I am shading that all area, this regions. If you look at this technique for this regions, this shaded regions do not have a proper four seasons. There will be a similar kind of a climate that will be hot and humid climate. But if you go to the interior of India, that is the unshaded region, there will be 4 seasons properly. That will be the 4 seasons will be the cold weather season, the winter season. There will be a hot weather season, that is the summer season. Uske baad, when the temperature becomes very high, the you know the Lagan movie that we generally wait for the monsoon rainfall. So I am forgetting that song, but don't remember also that there will be sudden rainfall which will bring relief to us, relief to farmers. If the rainfall falls, then you know the situation in drought in India, increasing number of farmers suicide in the already the agriculture crisis is going on in the country, and then the farmers suicide with that agricultural crisis, and lastly the retreating monsoon season which will bring the tropical cyclones to India. So in sabka examples. Now how to write in the exam? In the examination, if the question comes, describe Indian monsoon. Describe Indian monsoon. Or write a short note on Indian monsoon. Your answer will be the same what I told you. Now, the factors you don't have to remember, because factors ke upar there will be a different question. Describe the factors which influence the Indian monsoon in the prelims as well as mains examination. So factors is somewhat different, but describe Indian monsoon, right? India has technically has 4 seasons. That is which, who has recognized them? Indian Meteorological Department has recognized them. First, winter season. Winter season. Winter season में the temperature and pressure condition. Temperature and pressure condition. Second point, the winds, both surface and jet streams. That is the surface winds and the jet streams. Then the amount of precipitation in India. Amount of precipitation in India. Amount of precipitation in India. Second, the summer season. That is the hot, dry season. Again, temperature and pressure conditions, T and P. Winds, precipitation. Third, the monsoon season. Temperature and pressure condition, winds and precipitation. Fourth, retreating monsoon season. Retreating monsoon season. Temperature and pressure, winds and precipitation. And this is how you should make your notes also. At the same time, while doing this winter season, we will do a jet stream, जिसमें there will be presence of a subtropical westerly jet stream. Uska significance, western disturbance का significance. This is what they will ask you in the preliminary examination. Summer season, the kind of the local winds which are prevailing in the summer season. Monsoon season and the role of Tibetan Plateau. Role of, whose role? Tibetan Plateau. The role of easterly jet stream. The role of the ITCZ, that is intertropical convergence. Retreating monsoon, October heat and tropical cyclones. And this what will be the entire monsoon. So at the end of the lecture series, you will be much more comfortable with the concept of the Indian monsoon. Now, the Indian monsoon, there are numerous theories. If you go technically, you will find too much theories. Don't go into too much technicalities. You are here to become an officer. To become an officer, you should focus on what UPSC is asking. Look at the previous year question paper. Look at how the questions are coming and do only what is needed for the examination. There must be some of the students who must be wondering that the geography has been stretched a lot by teacher. But if you look at the past year questions, I have taught only those areas of geography which are relevant for the examination. It's some extra information, but I have not gone into too much of human geography. I get too many messages from you, when will be the human geography will be done. But see, human geography is not asked in the examination. So focus on only what is required. We are completing the syllabus, though yes, geography is vast syllabus, and therefore the lecture series is very vast, because we here I am doing here what is required for preliminary examination as well as the mains examination. This is what I teach in the classroom also. The only difference is classroom ka hours become less, because in the classrooms a teacher because there is a two-way interaction. So sometimes I skip the basics. But because this platform does not have a two-way interaction, then I have to sometimes start from the basics also. I have to sometimes make the language very easy also. So now when you take the notes of the Indian monsoon, do it in this way, because I am going to teach you in this way the Indian monsoon. We will start with the winter season, because the flow becomes easy for all the winter season. Then we'll come to summer season. Then we'll go to the then we will go to the monsoon season, and then we'll come to the retreating monsoon season. Iska examples we will do, and take down this very properly. Jot it down while listening to the lecture. If you do not understand, re-repeat the lecture again, but jot it down. Make sure that you have written notes on this, so that in the when you will revise, you will just revise the important parts. And again, as I told you, the deeper the level of processing you do, means you listen to the lecture, you jot down, you underline the important points, the more it goes into your long-term memory, and the more it goes into the long-term memory, there is a less chance of failure in the examination. So obviously, even I have learned from the experiences of teaching as a student for a UPSC examination as a bright student. That is why maybe I am teaching here, and you must be liking the lectures also. So on this part, the Indian monsoon becomes very heavy topic, and therefore I will be dividing the Indian monsoon into 3 or 4 parts. That is, we will study the winter season, stop the lecture. We'll study the summer season, stop the lecture. We'll do the monsoon season. We'll do this, stop the lecture. We will do a small topic of a retreating monsoon. In that lecture series itself, I will tell you what are the important points. But at the same time, I request you that consider this as a class, and consider this as you are doing this entire class at the same time. So watch the lectures in the continuity. So though it may be divided into the 4 different parts, do watch it in continuity, because you will get a sense of story, a sense of continuity, and the sense of conceptual understanding while looking at these lectures. So that you will understand why yahan pe in the Indian climate is not having 4 seasons. Why in the unshaded region, that is the interior parts, you are having 4 seasons. Why is this so? Apply your basics of the climatology. This is so because of as the shaded region is near the sea, yahan pe there is no presence of a winter season. Why there is no winter season in Kerala and the Tamil Nadu region? For example, if you must have some of you must be from Chennai, some of you must be from Kerala, some of you must be from the coastal regions, right from West Bengal, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, Gujarat. So do you experience a cold winter season as the experience in Delhi or in the northwest in India or in the North India? No, obviously not. Why? Because of the moderating effect of the sea here. There is an absence of proper 4 seasons in the shaded regions of India, that is along the coastal regions. Even in this region, why there is an absence of India in the lower part of the peninsular plateau, or if the question comes in the examination, why the winter season is absent in the Kerala, in the Tamil Nadu region? It is because of the narrowness of the Indian peninsula. You see, the Indian peninsula is tapering downwards. So because of the narrowness of the Indian peninsula, we do not have 4 different seasons. We have only one, that is the hot summer season. The climate here is hot and humid. But if you go to the away from the sea, Here you will have four different seasons, but the severity of the seasons, that is the severity during the winters and the summers, is not high. But you come to very far away from the sea, that is the entire northern part of India, you will have extremely severe seasons. Winters are very cold, summers are very hot. Go to the Himalayas, because these are high mountains. Here again there is an absence of the summer season, and in winters are very severe. That is in India, -40 is a common temperature in the Kargil Dras area, +50 is a common temperature in the Rajasthan region. 45 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Celsius is common in Delhi, but you will never see 48, 50 degrees Celsius or 4 degrees Celsius during the summer season in this coastal plain. That is neither in Mumbai, neither in Trivandrum, neither in Chennai, and neither in Vishakhapatnam. You will see such a high or low of a temperature because of the moderate humidity. Okay, so your answer, whether be it in examination or your notes, will have this effect. That is, in India there are four seasons. Winter season, what is the temperature and pressure? What are the winds? What is there in the summer season? What is there in the monsoon season? What is there in the retreating monsoon season? And unka technicalities we will do in detail. So with this, we will start with the first season, that is the winter season. I am teaching it that way. You can start with any of the season, because this seasons in India is following a cyclic pattern. You can write it in the examination. In the examination, you can start with the summer season also. You can start in the monsoon season also. But it's better that there is a technicality, there is a flow in the winter season. So remember, while writing your answer, follow this, that is the temperature and the pressure condition, that is the temperature and the pressure conditions during the cold weather season, the temperature and the pressure conditions during the hot weather season, what is the circulation, what is the jet stream, kya uska role hai, and if there is any rainfall. So let us start with the different kinds of the seasons in India. Let us start with the different kind of seasons in India. So the cold weather season is the season in India what is commonly known as a winter season. So the cold weather season is the season in India, or it is also known as a winter season in India. It is also known as a winter season in India. It is a season from the month of December to early March, or it is the season from the month of November. It starts in the month of late November and goes up to the end of February, where the December and the January are the coldest months. Now first understand why this cold weather season is there. If I try to draw we will first understand the cold weather season in India is due to the movement of the sun to the southern hemisphere. This is the equator, Tropic of Capricorn, and the Tropic of Cancer. This is the Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Or I will draw one more diagram of India here, so that the idea is more or less clear here. The idea is more or less clear in this part. Now, during this season, during the cold weather season, where is the sun's position? Why we are having a cold weather season? Because the sun is in the southern hemisphere. Because the sun is lying in the southern hemisphere. That means the sun's rays are vertically falling in the southern hemisphere over Australia. So the Australia here has a hot weather season, while because the sun rays are inclined over India or over the northern hemisphere, the entire northern hemisphere, including India, is having a winter season or the cold weather season. Entire India is having the winter season or the cold weather season. So as this entire India is experiencing a winter season, what will be the pressure here? Why this entire India is experiencing first the winter season? Because the sun's rays are not at a vertical angle over India, it is inclined over India. Now we call this position as 20. This position when the sun is exactly on the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere is known as an winter solstice, where the southern hemisphere has the longest day and the shortest night, while the northern hemisphere has the shortest day and the longest night. It is the peak of a winter season. As a result, because the sun rays are falling over the Tropic of Capricorn here, because the sun's rays are falling over the Tropic of Capricorn in this region, the entire northern India, the entire northern hemisphere is experiencing a winter season. As a result, what will be the pressure here? Cold season means the entire India, we are now concentrating only on India. The entire India will be under which pressure belt? Apply your climatology, high pressure or low pressure belt? Low temperature, therefore this entire northern hemisphere will be under high pressure belt. But if we look at India, India is coming under the high pressure belt. But the maximum pressure belt, that means the minimum temperatures in India is recorded in the northern part of India, not on the peninsular plateau region. Why? Because the peninsular plateau is having moderate winters. In fact, the coastal regions of the peninsular plateau do not even experience the winter season because of the tapering nature of the peninsular plateau and the moderating effect of the sea, of the moderating effect of an ocean. As a result, this entire India comes under an high pressure belt. But the high pressure is maximum over the northwest India and over the Himalayas, because in the Himalayas there is an heavy snowfall in the Himalayas. I am drawing this. There is an high pressure belt which is created here. Because the sun is in the southern hemisphere, there is a low pressure belt which is created in this region. So this is about the temperature. The temperature in India, what you should write in your answer, or you should write in your points, that is, because the sun is in the southern hemisphere, there is a winter season in the northern hemisphere. In India, the winter is severe in the northern parts of India, especially in the northwestern region and the Himalayan region. Northwestern region in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, the temperatures are of around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature is not common. While in Kashmir, in the state of Jammu Kashmir, in the Kargil and Dras region, the temperatures of even minus 40 degrees Celsius are experienced. The temperature goes much below the freezing point. As a result, the entire India comes under the influence of a high pressure belt. But at the same time, the surrounding sea, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, or the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere will be comparatively warmer, right? It will be comparatively warmer, and therefore because there will be low pressure. Now the northern India is so cold that the cold wave situation is experienced in this region. So the pressure is extremely high during this season. But the pressure is high means what? The air is coming downwards or the air is going upwards? Pressure is high means air is coming downwards. When the air is coming downwards, how will there be clouds in the sky or there will be no clouds in the sky? You know that when the clouds are formed, when the air rises, cools adiabatically, condenses to form clouds. You remember my animation of the cloud formation? So on other hand, when the air is coming downwards, that is during the high pressure, the air gets warmed adiabatically. Therefore, there is no condensation and therefore there is no cloud formation. And therefore, because the air, there is a high pressure belt, the air comes downward because the air is heavy, the skies are clear. There is a pleasant climate all over India during the winter season with cloudless and clear skies. So next point you should write down is there is a temperature low, especially in the northwest India, high pressure prevails over India, and the clouds, there is a pleasant climate with the cloudless and clear skies all over India. Now come to the next input, that is the winds. What about the winds? We know that the winds flow from high pressure to the low pressure. Where is the high pressure and where is the low pressure? And therefore the winds originate from this high pressure belt. Now India is in the northern hemisphere. The wind ka law, that is the Coriolis force or by Bullett's law, says that, what does the Coriolis force say? That wind will get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and it will get deflected to the left in the southern hemisphere. And as a result, the wind originates from this high pressure belt and it gets deflected. We are doing the surface winds. It gets deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. It gets deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. It does not travel straight. So I can draw this on the map here. The wind will get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. Now you see the direction of these winds. From which direction are they originating? North, south, west and east. They are originating from the northeast direction, and therefore the cold weather season or the winter season is also known as the northeast monsoon season. Northeast monsoon season. Because monsoon means winds. Therefore, it is known as a northeast monsoon season. Now you see, this is about the surface winds. I am putting my third input, that is the precipitation, along with this northeast monsoon winds also, only to make you understand. So the winter season in India, there is a presence of the winds which originate from, which are known as the northeast monsoon. Now where are they originating? On the land or on the sea? They are originating on the land. And if the wind is originating on the land, will it be wet or will it be dry wind? It will be dry wind. And because this wind originates on the land during the winter season, therefore this wind does not have any moisture and we do not get rainfall in India. This is about the surface winds. Therefore the cloudless and clear sky, pleasant weather, no rainfall, dry conditions prevail all over the country. How is the country? Extremely dry. There is an extremely dry conditions prevail all over India. And that is why you see the application. In which season we apply cold cream? The name itself is cold cream. It is not moist cream or moisturizer. Where in which season do we apply moisturizer? It is during the winter season. The demand for cold cream, demand for moisturizer shoots up. Why is it? Because of the dry skin becomes dry, and we generally apply the cold cream during that season. We apply cold cream during the winter season because of the dryness prevailing here. You can understand why the dryness is here, because of the high pressure, cloudless and clear sky, and because on the surface the winds originate on the northeast monsoon. These are the originate on the land as the northeast monsoon winds. So your next point in your note should be the northeast monsoon winds, which are dry winds, originate on the land and flow as northeast monsoon winds. They do not yield precipitation over India. But except, now you see this northeast monsoon winds यहाँ तक flow कर रहा है, it is fine. But this northeast monsoon winds which is originating, it is then flowing over the Bay of Bengal. It is flowing over the Bay of Bengal. Now, while flowing over the Bay of Bengal, it is getting deflected to the right. While flowing over the Bay of Bengal, what is Bay of Bengal? It is an sea. It is a part of Indian Ocean. It picks up moisture from the Indian Ocean. Why? Because the ocean is, or from the Bay of Bengal. Why? Because the sea or the ocean water body, a large water body, is comparatively warmer than the surrounding lands, and therefore there is a evaporation from the water, and there is a addition of moisture to the winds. Why it is comparatively warmer? Your application of climatology. So don't just directly jump to Indian geography for your studies. If you study climatology, climatology is equally important for your preliminary examination or your main examination. Yes, geomorphology is not that important, but why to miss even a single question? When you are aiming for the top, why to miss even a single question? Because if you, not you, your competitor may do that, and that may make the difference in the clearing of the preliminary examination in the cutoff, or it can make a difference in your ranks in the mains examination, you being in the list or you not being in the list, you getting which your desired state cadre or your desired service, or you getting a lower state cadre or a lower state. I am saying your desired, because it depends on the individual choices also which cadre you want, what service you want. So they will take up the moisture from the Bay of Bengal, and after taking up the moisture from the Bay of Bengal, they will go and hit the Tamil Nadu plains, and therefore this area of India gets rainfall, which I am shading now with blue color. This area of India gets rainfall during the northeast monsoon. Which part of India? Most of the Tamil Nadu, southern part of Andhra Pradesh, and the southern part, southeastern part of Kerala. This gets the rainfall during the winter season. So remember, Chennai ka floods is always during the December month. In fact, there was during the one time during the UPSC mains, there was high flooding in Chennai, and the students from Chennai even demanded that UPSC may postpone its examination, which did not happen. So, but you remember Chennai ka floods, the Chennai gets flooded, Tamil Nadu gets flooded. Tamil Nadu gets flooded means it receives very, very high rainfall. Then only it will be flooding. What is flood? It is a situation of very high water level. So it gets flooded during the northeast monsoon season. So this area gets very high rainfall and it gets flooded during the northeast monsoon. Otherwise, the entire India is more or less dry. I am saying more or less dry because we have to do one more input, that is the upper air circulation. So this area gets very, very high rainfall. So your answer should be, so the dry conditions prevail over India. But next point, write your answer in point. But the northeast winds, while passing over the Bay of Bengal, pick up moisture from the Bay of Bengal. That is, the northeast winds, while passing over the Bay of Bengal, they pick up moisture from the Bay of Bengal and give heavy rainfall to the Tamil Nadu, or if you want a proper geographical word, to the Coromandel coast region, and this region receives very, very heavy rainfall. Now the Coromandel coast, and therefore this region experiences flood during the December month. So you see, India is not totally dry. India is a very, very vast country, and therefore in one of the factor we did one of the factor as latitude. because the latitude is so vast, 30 degree ka difference between the latitude, 30 degree ka difference between the longitudes. Therefore, we cannot say there is a single type of a climate in India. So the rest of India is dry, but Chennai is flooded, Tamil Nadu is flooded during this season. So one preliminary question if they ask, the Coromandel coast receives rainfall during which season? During the during the winter season. Technically, if they ask during which monsoon season, southwest monsoon or northeast monsoon, you have an answer during the northeast monsoon season. So this India receives rainfall during this northeast monsoon season. The Coromandel coast region receives rainfall during the northeast monsoons. After that, the winds go again. They hit the Ethiopia, they hit the eastern part of Africa, give rainfall to this region. Therefore, this eastern part of Africa receives marine climate, is known as a maritime climate. But after crossing the physical equator, now the Coriolis force says, after crossing the physical equator, what does the Coriolis force say? They are going into the southern hemisphere, so the Coriolis force says that the winds will deflect to the right. The winds will deflect to the left, and therefore the winds go deflect to the left. And they go and give rainfall to the northern part of Australia. The winds deflect to the left and they give rainfall to the North Australia. So the northern part of Australia also gets rainfall due to the monsoon winds. So if the preliminary question comes, which part of Australia experiences monsoon type of a climate, you have an answer: North Australia, monsoon type of climate. North Australia, monsoon type of a climate. The North Australia experiences monsoon type of a climate. So this is about the circulation on the ground, that is the ground winds. But we have done in our climatology that the winds are not only on the ground, there are some of the winds. If this is India, if we go here, there are some of the winds on the ground. There is a presence of the northeast monsoon winds. Over India. But there are winds which are found even in the upper atmosphere. These are known as the jet streams. They flow at a distance of around 7 to 14 kilometers from the ground. 7 to 14 kilometers from the ground. So India also experiences such strong winds which are known as jet streams, which blow at the distance of 7 to 14 kilometers from the ground. Now the jet streams we did are, if you remember the previous lectures, we did the jet streams are, this is a different map. So these jet streams are what we call as the upper air circulation. These are very, very strong winds. And they are westerly in direction. That means they blow from west to east. Now this is the Mediterranean Sea region. Europe. This is the Black Sea region. Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea and the Caspian Sea region. This is the Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea and the Caspian Sea region. There are numerous, there is a one jet stream which originates in this Mediterranean Sea region, travels over the Black Sea region, Caspian Sea region and enters India. So this jet stream is known as a subtropical westerly jet stream. It originates over here, takes up, flows over this part and enters India. Now look, after entering, it's coming near India, there is a presence of Himalayas. So this jet stream comes near India, and due to extremely high height of the Himalayas, It cannot cross the Himalayas. It gets bifurcated in the two branches. One branch goes to the north of the Himalayas, while the other branch goes to the south of the Himalayas and enters the Great Plains of India. So the next point in your answer, the upper air circulation consists of subtropical westerly jet stream, which originates in the Mediterranean Sea region and enters India. Now, because of the extreme height of the Himalayas, so the first point is it originates in the Mediterranean Sea region and enters India from the west. It is entering India from the west. Now, because of the extreme height of the Himalayas, the subtropical westerly jet stream is bifurcated into two branches. It is known as the northerly branch of the subtropical. It is a northern branch of a subtropical westerly jet stream, and this is a southerly branch of a subtropical westerly jet stream. And southerly branch. Which jet stream is there? Subtropical westerly jet. It's known as a subtropical westerly jet. It gets bifurcated into two branches. One is northern branch and the other is a southerly branch. Now you see, what is the significance of this subtropical westerly jet stream? This subtropical westerly jet stream is originating over the Mediterranean Sea. Obviously, it will drive the winds, surface winds from over the Mediterranean Sea, because jet streams, you know, are much powerful. They have a dragging effect. They have a frictional effect on the ground winds. So they will pick up moist winds from here. Moist winds because of the Mediterranean Sea. They will blow over the Black Sea, pick up some moisture from here. They will blow over the Caspian Sea, pick up some moisture over here. And after entering India from this region, this moist winds give little amount of rainfall to the northwestern India or to the Great Plains of India. They give rain to this region. They give rain to this region. But is it so high amount of rainfall as Chennai region? Does it cause flooding? No, it is not a very heavy rainfall. It is just around 10 centimeters, 5 centimeters of rainfall. And if you are living in the northern part of India, if you are living in the central part of India, you know that there is a winter, may also there is a rainfall. What is the significance of this rainfall? The significance of this rainfall is after this winter, after the rainy season, then comes the retreating monsoon season. October, November. October is famous for heat. November, December, and in the month of December, this is a season when the rabi crops are sown. This is an area which is largest. This area produces. This is an important area for the production of wheat in India. Now, wheat is which crop? Winter crop or summer crop? Wheat is a winter crop, and therefore, in winter crops are known as rabi crops in India. These are known as rabi crops in India. So this rainfall which comes during the winter southerly branch, it is very important because it gives much needed moisture to the rabi crops. This winter rain, which is caused by subtropical westerly jet, gives much needed moisture for rabi crops. It gives much needed moisture for the rabi crops in India. It is very important because it gives much needed moisture for rabi crops in India. While the other importance of this jet stream is the northerly branch of jet stream. It enters the Himalayan region. It goes to the north of the Himalayas, in between the Himalayas. And this is what gives the snowfall in the Himalayan region. So the subtropical westerly jet, it is important for winter rainfall in India, and it is also important for snowfall in India. It is also important for snowfall in India. And we have known what is iska importance. We have done that in the jet stream lecture. Had this jet stream not been there, then no winter rainfall in India, no snowfall in India. Had there been no snowfall, then one of the basic difference between the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers is the peninsular rivers are seasonal rivers. The second biggest river of India, that is Godavari, becomes a dry river during the summer season. Why? Because the source of rain is only the source of water is only the summer rainfall, that is the rainfall during the southwest monsoon season. On such river, therefore, we cannot make irrigation projects, especially the canal irrigation, one of the cheapest method of irrigation, जहाँ पे river का excess water is taken to fields, river का water is used for fields. Therefore, this area of India experiences what we say agriculture crisis. Why? Because for cotton, especially BT cotton, for major crops, when there is a failure of monsoon, when there is a drought year, then there has to be an artificial supply of water. That is what there has to be irrigation for the crops to stand. But because these are seasonal rivers, that means they become dry during the summer season. We cannot create irrigation projects on these rivers other than the big dams, but canal irrigation is not possible. And therefore, the crops die, resulting into agricultural indebtedness, ultimately resulting into agriculture crisis, and what we witness, unfortunately, as the farmers' suicide in India. But this region of India, that is the Great Plains, the northern part of India, which is known as the food basket of India, यहाँ पे there is no problem of irrigation because of the perennial nature of Indian rivers. Which nature? The perennial nature of Indian rivers. What do you mean by the perennial nature of the Himalayan rivers? Which rivers are perennial? The Himalayan rivers are perennial. What do you mean by the perennial? That means there is water throughout the year. Why the water is throughout the year? During the rainy season, this area gets rainfall. But during the summer season, when the rest of India is not there, the rainfall is not there, snow starts melting, glaciers start melting, and they feed these rivers. And therefore, Ganga ka tributaries, Indus ka tributaries, and Yamuna ka tributaries, Brahmaputra ka tributaries, these all rivers have water throughout the year, and we call this perennial rivers. And therefore, these perennial rivers supply water for irrigation, and we have canal irrigation projects in the North India on Himalayan rivers. And no doubt, the glaciers are the largest source of fresh water in the world, and therefore, even this is the importance of the subtropical westerly jet stream. Had this jet stream not come, no moisture, no snowfall, no rainfall. So you see, this entire season is the winter season. So I will just summarize the winter season. Low temperatures, high pressure all over India, cloudless and clear skies. Therefore, it results into temperature inversion also. We have done that as a separate topic in the climatology part. So apply some of the knowledge of climatology in the Indian geography part. Then there is, what about the winds? There is on the surface, there is a presence of the northeast monsoon, while in the upper air, there is a presence of the subtropical westerly jet stream during the winter season. This subtropical westerly jet stream, because of the high height of the Himalayas, bifurcates into two directions. That is one southerly branch. The southerly branch gives winter rainfall in India. Now, this winter rainfall in India, pleasant climate is there. but the rainfall comes, and therefore this winter rainfall in India is known as western disturbances. Is known as western disturbances. It is a winter rainfall in India. You are understanding why it is known as western disturbances? Disturbance because pleasant climate, rainfall starts coming, and western because it enters India through the western side. So the subtropical westerly jet stream is responsible for winter rainfall or western disturbances in India, which are very beneficial to rabi crops. One example of a rabi crop is wheat, which is very beneficial to the sowing of wheat. Now, one applied question can come to you in the preliminary examination or even in the interview, if they can ask you that what happens before the rainfall is going to fall, even in the winter season. Now you have studied this topic. You just see how during the winter season the temperature becomes very cold if you are living especially in the interior part far away from the sea, especially in the North India. But even in some days during the winter, the temperature becomes warm, the sky becomes cloudy. You remember, you see, you apply your knowledge that the western disturbances are coming to India. Now, when the sky becomes cloudy, even the temperature rises. Just before the rainfall, the temperature will rise. Even our grandfathers, even our elders, they know that आज temperature ज़्यादा है, बारिश होने वाली है. What they say, there is high heat, high humidity, there are the chances of rainfall. This is how the traditional knowledge is. They have not learned the geography like you and me. But why this traditional knowledge is important? Because just before the winter distant disturbances, before the winter rain, there is a cloud cover. What is cloud? Cloud is a collection of water vapor. What is water? Water vapor gets converted into water vapor. But water vapor is then water or water vapor. Water vapor is what? Water vapor is a greenhouse gas. So it will trap, the clouds will trap the outgoing terrestrial radiation and increase the heat and humidity. Then it will give rainfall. So one point you remember for the preliminary examination, before the western disturbances, before the winter rainfall, let's say there is a slight increase in temperature. There is slight increase in the temperature just before the winter rainfall. So western disturbances are important for winter rainfall and the snowfall during this season. Then the northeast monsoon, the entire India is more or less dry, except that there is a very heavy rainfall in the Coromandel coast because the northeast monsoon picks up moisture from the Bay of Bengal and gives rain here, while there is a slight amount of little bit rainfall around 10 to 15 centimeters, 5 to 10 centimeters or 5 to 15 centimeters. Don't remember the factual figures. There is a very little rainfall, or there is a, we can say, drizzle in the northwestern part of India or in the Great Plains of India or in the northern India because of the western disturbances. The monsoon which originates here over India, northeast monsoon, it is dry in India, but it gives rainfall to the North Australia. That is, the North Australia also experiences the monsoon type of an climate. So this is about the winter season. We will meet in the next lecture for the summer season, hot summer season. What you have to focus there? In that lecture, you will have to focus on the local winds for your examination. Thank you very much.